Hello everyone, this is Deepshikha and welcome to my channel The Blissful Diary. Here I talk about my home and my plants. In today's video, I will share with you some interesting tips for bushy and healthy indoor vining plants. We, the home gardeners, love to have lots and lots of indoor plants in our house. And we leave no stone unturned to keep them thriving and healthy. But when it comes to vining plants, we often get ignorant, resulting in their leggy growth. There are several vining plants that look great in hanging planters, like turtle vine, string of bananas, tanglehearts, trailing jade, English ivy, philodendron, pothos, and the list is endless. Today, I will share with you some important and interesting tips to make all these lovely plants grow bushy and healthy. The very first technique is pinning. Often, plants trail down beautifully, but they look bald from the top. Here, the pinning method comes in rescue. Plants like pothos, philodendrons, and many such have aerial roots that can be found in every node. The method is simple. Just take some wire cutting, fold them and pin the nodes with the help of them. You can also use hairpins or safety pins for this. The idea is to make the nodes stick to the soil. When these nodes come in contact with the soil, new shoots pop up from each node and the plant will become bushy and beautiful. You can apply this method to all trailing plants that have multiple nodes and aerial roots. Once roots develop from each node and the roots catch the soil, you can go ahead and remove the pins if you want, or let them just be there. The next is pruning. Pruning is probably the most important technique for making any plant look bushy. If a plant is not growing well, looking leggy, chop it off. This jumbo-sized money plant that I have is an outcome of regular pruning. Also, pruning gives us multiple cuttings and we can get lots of new plants. This brings me to the next method, which is showing multiple cuttings to one pot. Here I have cuttings of Monstera broken heart plant. If you look closely, you will see that there are roots in every node. I am separating all the nodes and see I have multiple cuttings in no time. When I am pushing all the cuttings together in the soil, I am ensuring that as the cuttings grow, they will fill up the pot and it will look great while trailing down. The plants that I am showing here can be grown both in soil and in water. You can also propagate them in water, and once they develop nice roots, transfer to the soil. This is another method and a very useful one. Using moss pole. Not every time we want our vining plants to hang. Sometimes we want them in a big pot and we want big leaves, right? In that case, use a moss pole. All these plants in their natural habitat climb up, and moss pole help them to mimic their natural habitat. Once a plant is supported by a moss pole, it sticks its aerial roots to the pole and eventually become bushy, healthy and gives big and bright leaves. And yes, while watering, we also need to water the pole as well. Next is fertilization. Plants need food just the way we do. Regular watering washes away the nutrients from the soil, and thus we need to keep on adding some. I usually take down all my hanging plants once in every 3 months and add vermicompost to the soil. I also use water-soluble seaweed fertilizer once in 15 days in their growing period. While feeding my plants with liquid fertilizer, I make sure to fertilize the moss pole as well. Next point might seem petty, but it plays a great role in the overall well-being of a plant. Maintaining a regular watering schedule is important. Regular watering does not mean watering every day. We should always check the soil before watering. If the soil is wet and sticky, do not water, else go for it. Hanging plants are often ignored because they are mostly out of reach. Thus, a proper water schedule helps. I have a dedicated video on how to water hanging plants without creating any mess. The link will be on the end screen and in the description box. Do check out. Last but not the least is proper air circulation. This is probably the most ignored thing when it comes to plant care. Each plant needs its own share of light and air, and when anything obstructs them, the plants become susceptible to pest attack. Let them enjoy the airflow the way we do. Plants really appreciate that. Hope this video is helpful and hope you enjoyed watching it. If yes, do hit the like button, comment and share it with others. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not yet. Thank you so much for watching till the end.